Looking at birds evolved from dinosaurs. Yeah, probably could have done, because they did actually have wings, didn't they? Some dinosaurs years and years ago, didn't they? So, though it's the size of the dinosaur, and how do you get something like a sparrow or a little wren or something like that from something that's absolutely ginormous, this huge, great sort of dinosaur?
I don't know really. I haven't ever really given it much thought.
Yeah, where'd you get these questions from?
He's very intelligent. He knows everything you're telling him. That's what I like mostly about him. You can tell him to go to his bowl, and he'll go, and he'll pick out a treat himself, and he'll wander off, and he'll eat it. And whatever you tell him, he'll understand sometimes better than a human. And he never, ever does it on the pavement.
Can I pass me a tissue? My nose is curling. Quick.
I've been chased by a Great Dane, a slavering big thing, and it frightened me. I've been bitten by a beagle. I've been chased by an old English sheepdog. Which was, I would say that was a springboard into me becoming a Christian.
Mm. You always say dogs come sniffing at your private parts.
Do I?
That's one thing you always say.
Well, they told me they're not, that they're just being affectionate.
Oh, Frank Spencer.
Bitty, I'm having trouble. The cat's just done a whoopsies in my beret.
Yeah. You can all do Frank Spencer.
Oh, I can do Victor Meldrew as well.
Go on then.
But I haven't done him for a long while.
Go on.
I don't believe it! What the bloody hell do you think this is? God's sake, I don't bloody believe it!
That sounds like a homosexual Victor Meldrew.
Well, he is, isn't he?
Is he?
Yeah!
No.
Yes!
I don't believe it!
And then there's elephant poo, which is enormous. And lion's poo. Now that must frighten anybody off.
I don't catch flies because they eat poo, and I don't like poo.
I mean, some people lay stones on sand, but I don't agree with that. I lay stones on clay, which is what is underneath, and I use the Italian system of ramming it in sideways when it's moist, and then jumping on it. Jumping and jumping and jumping. You can actually cause yourself varicose veins if you do that.
So anything that you don't identify that flies past you is a UFO, isn't it? So basically, if it's a bird that you don't recognise, what's that? You get the book out, you can't identify it. That was a UFO, wasn't it?
No, you're being silly.
Biggest turn on for me. Lovely bottoms. They must have a nice bottom. I don't know what it is. Not too bothered about the front bit, but the bottom bit I do quite like.
There's a train of thought that says that we came to this planet thousands, hundreds, millions, whatever, years ago, and in fact already did colonise this planet as an alien race.
I could sleep 12 hours, easy. I could go to bed now and not wake up till 8 o'clock tomorrow morning.
5. There's the phone ringing.
Right. Hello? Hello? No, I'm sorry, she died ages ago. You need to update your records a bit better. She didn't. There's only the neighbour that moved, but they don't like to.
This is home, you know. Everything is a bit upside down, but that's the way it is.
But it's becoming, slowly, it's becoming level.
I've learned that it's very important to be polite.
Yes.
You have to remember to say certain amount of thank yous and sorries. You have to say sorry to people you shouldn't really say. You know, you walk on the street and there's a person walking in front of you.
Yes.
And suddenly those two people perform a dance saying sorry, you know, and you don't know which way to move.
Yes.
I think that was something which I felt a bit bemused by that.
Yes. Mainly, I just watched Jeremy Paxman.
Okay, Stephen, have you ever sleep talked?
Well,
How do I know?
How's he going to know if he sleep talks?
You should ask her that question.
No, sometimes Stephen's like tossing and turning, and I think he's probably running away from somebody. He's probably doing something that he shouldn't be doing, or he's usually, yeah, he does something. So I don't know what he's doing.
I think dogs are more, for a start, I think they smell more. Whereas a cat, you can leave a cat to it. Whereas with a dog...
Yeah, but if you've got a burglar coming in your house, at least a dog makes a noise.
Yeah, but you could throw the cat at the burglar.
That's a silly thing to say. Dogs are more interesting. And that's the end of it.
No, it's not the end of it.
When the baby was born, I looked at the baby and it was all wrinkly and old looking. And I thought, ooh, what is that?
I can't bring myself around to thinking we came from the sea.
No, I don't think great-great-granddad was a fish.
Slimy though, wasn't
Yes, sir, 3 back 4. 1 for the
You
night,
can't shut her up when she gets going.
1 for the day.
I'd like to have something that kind of unfold out of your nose like a periscope. Periscope? like a periscope. So that when you went swimming, you could just shoot this periscope up. And you could just get air the whole time. That would be great.
What I love is just splashing in the waves, and it's really cold, and you just jump in the sea, swim around in there, and it's just really nice.
The first thing really was, when I first started climbing, was to try and impress ladies. And besides that, all the women you do meet down here are basically hairy baboons, you know, they're not my type, unfortunately.
When you're checking out the competition, you wait until they all go back to their truck and trailers for their evening meal or whatever, and then you come up and have a good look round late at night in the twilight hours.
There are stories about cows that have been milked out and in the middle of the night, and bulls that have suddenly gone lame and all this kind of capers, and blown up with wind because someone's put someone in the food or whatever. But I mean, that's a kind of their stories, and that happens very, very infrequently.
Well, they're always looking for this missing link, aren't they? And they've never found it yet. The connection between us and monkeys. I mean, what sort of idiot wants to prove he's come from a monkey?
Yeah, I don't like people breathing down my neck. No, I don't like anybody breathing down my neck. And what makes the hairs on my back of my neck stand up if I can feel somebody breathing down my neck. Get back.
Jill has a tendency, most mornings actually, to claim that at some point during the previous night I farted very loudly.
We can get to some interesting places doing this. Most people don't get to see these places, but which is good. It gets you away from other people into the great outdoors. Oh, right, okay. It's just a long reach and see if I can get to the top. Ooh.
Slugs, in my opinion, they're ugly looking things, but they're probably eating other creatures, aren't they? So they're probably doing your garden good to leave them.
I don't think they are actually doing your garden good.
Are they not?
They're eating... If they eat your leaves
I
and
know
things,
nothing about
they can wreck
gardening.
your plants. That's
they?
why they make slug pellets.
Oh well, yeah, you're
They
right.
don't make worm pellets.
Silly old me, I know.
I've been very lucky to have children. Well, so many.
2 husbands you've had, haven't you, or 3?
4 children.
How many husbands?
Oh, that's not the point. Nobody asked me how many husbands.
Yes,
you
but
will bring that up, which is
Are all
very
the children
wrong.
to one
No.
husband?
That's a subject that is private.
Ah. No. I've only had 2.
Oh, you've had 2? Well, I've only...
Children.
Oh, I thought you said husbands.
No,
then.
no.
How do birds stay up in the air? It's all to do with aerodynamics, and that's far too complicated for me to go into now.
Some things aren't worth thinking about, are they like that?
Not all birds stay up in the air, do they?
No, they don't.
If you dropped an emu out of an aircraft, it wouldn't stay in the air, would it?
No.
Now that's a cuckoo. And that's a cuckoo that you can call a cuckoo in with that. That does that call twice. And then you have to wait, and the cuckoo that will reply back to you. And then you do it again twice, and that will bring the cuckoo all the way as close as you want that. You can call them in, and then of course you shoot them.
Can I just tell you something? That's not a human ear on the back of a mouse. That is one of the most grotesque misrepresentations that I know. It's a piece of cartilage shaped like a human ear, put into an epithelial covering. It's not a human ear.
What?
Don't whisper things. It defeats the object.
Do you have like communication issues between you?
No. We just don't talk.
Let's see your tongue. Come on. Show me your tongue. I want to see your tongue. There he is. Look, I got him. Come on, I want to see your tongue. There you go. There's your tongue.
They don't mind you doing that?
No, I wouldn't reckon. No, I wouldn't say you do it, but no. They just trust me. You say that's what it is.
Dogs are just stupid. People go on about how...
stupid as stick insects. Stick insects are the most stupid creatures in the world. I mean, look at me pretending to be a log. Isn't that clever? Oh, I'm a little twig. Isn't that great? I mean, dogs are far better than that.
Speed cameras.
Bees, honey.
No, speed cameras. You know, to catch cars if they go. Yeah, speed cameras.
No.
I think Julia Roberts would be quite an American voice. Holy, how are you today? How are things going? That would be my impression of Julia Roberts.
I've took a lot of tablets all my life, about 23,000, and I'm still alive. But at the end of the day, I think without them I'd have been dead.
Early on, when you're young, you kind of get too excited and you use up so much energy getting nervous. As you get older, now that I'm older, you just try and stay nice. You try and stay calm.
Go away! Through the body odor from others, we realize if we are genetically matching or not. And unfortunately, the way nature works is of odor rather than perfume, you know. So the way it is, I'm sorry, I can't change it, so I smell and I like to smell people as well. If I smell you in the street, don't be offended.
I had octopus once when we were... I didn't know it was octopus, mind.
Very tough, isn't it?
Yes.
Very tough.
But I ate it. I'm saying now that I won't eat prawns and all these things, but I ate that.
Yeah.
But when I knew afterwards, like everybody else, I felt quite ill.
I have a few bad habits. I tend to scratch a lot, and I also, unknowing to me, I tend to pass wind a lot when I'm in public, but that doesn't really worry me because you've got to pass wind or you might blow up.
Oh no, I wouldn't do that. No, too many germs in the sea, too many things that can make you ill and bad. Oh no, if you want to stay healthy, stay out of the sea. That's what I say.
What do you think about speed cameras?
Eating?
Speed cameras.
Sorry.
Speed cameras.
Nope. Don't get it.
Do you know what speed cameras are?
Cucumbers.
I'm the kind of person that's sort of a bit of a hypochondriac, and if I get a little sort of nagging pain or something, I automatically think it's something really serious. But then I never go to the doctor, really.
You never shut up about it either.
I know. It's just kind of like typical bloke, I suppose, where...
It's not.
Should we rave about it now?
didn't really like him, actually, to be honest, at the beginning, because I thought he was a bit of a sort of know-it-all.
Oh, yeah.
But the way he ate a sandwich, that was it, really. And you could see his stomach. So, yeah, that's why I quite liked him, first of all.
I think cats make good pets.
There's quite a lot of cats with bad breath, though. That's what I don't like about them.
Cats?
Yeah.
What do you mean if aliens existed? Aliens do exist. Everybody knows aliens exist.
My son's diabetic. And one day he gets highs and lows. And one day he was really depressed with his diabetes. And he kept saying to me and my wife, how come I'm diabetic? My sister's not. So I tried to cheer him up. I says, well, you know what it is? I says, I'll swap you any time you want. I'll have your diabetes and you can have my Geordie accent. And you know what he said? He says, no. He said, I'd rather be diabetic than have a Geordie accent. I said, you're joking, aren't you? I said, well, it's great, isn't it? It's great.
Of someone who's a noisy eater.
Yes.
That really annoys me.
Like that, Joan. Yes, like that.
Oh,
That's
God.
annoying.
The pair of yous are annoying. Very nice, though.
Please, you enjoyed it?
Yes, it was
Yes.
very nice.
At the expense of our ears. Frustrating the life out of her.
I burst a couple of blood vessels there. I don't like that
Yes,
at all.
Joan, that's a pet hate.
I already
Doing
got
it
plenty.
again?
But he used to always get the same chatterbrain. I say, you know what it is? You know the best part of your body? It's a bit in between the top of your head and the bottom of your feet. All of you. I say, you're lovely. I said, I've seen some lovely lasses in my time, but I said, but you must have been right ahead of the queue in the audition with the good looks. But when I was saying all these things, I had my fingers crossed.
I like stick insects. I once got a train journey with me and 2 stick insects. It was brilliant.
I know, and I very much like a stick insect, but not as a intellectual conversationalist. I mean, hey, have you seen my log impression? Yes. You know, it doesn't go much further than that, does
No,
it?
stick insects don't have a developed vocal tract. That wouldn't happen. I think, though, dogs are stupid.
It's got a shed,
Sounds
which I'm really
gorgeous.
made up about. Because I've always wanted a shed all my life. And now I've got one.
To read pornography in.
Not to read pornography, to have a radio and listen to the football results with a paraffin heater in fingerless gloves.
On your nose, look, see? Oh, that was a good one, wasn't it?
I always thought they were being aggressive.
No, that's showing affection. Now something you should put your hand in her mouth, look.
What's that mean?
Bad smells.
Yeah, that's natural, isn't it?
Not that much, isn't natural.
You've got that many bad habits. I don't know if we've got all evening to discuss them.
I don't think I have I? Hey? What bad habits have I got? Pardon you?
Pardon me. Come on, have a go. Do a
Oh, I know.
goldfish.
A what? Do one of they, I suppose.
As long as you don't think you're kissing me like that, there's another thing going.
I had to stand on one leg and do a raspberry. Go arse over, what's it, in front of 250 people. And I bonked my head. I thought it was a goner. And I heard them as I hit the floor go, and it was weird because it like took off. I just like flew. And I was just so embarrassed. I was like, no, I'm fine, just get back on, I'm fine.
They don't look like they're happy. You know, the way they're painted smiles and their hair. And I don't like the music. That that horrible roundabout music with clowns aren't not my.
Vegetarians, I think they're sort of trying to be better than the rest of us. You know, it's been proved, as far as I know, that the best thing to eat is a bit of yourself.
When I'm swimming on my front, I haven't still learned the technique of tilting my head to the side and taking in a breath. I take in a lot of water. That's the way it is. Seriously, I drink so much water that I think it's a danger to others.
At the end of the day, if you're the right person, you can buy me for 10p.
I think, go for things that are obvious. Dogs and cats and the like. I mean, there's all sorts of people. They have things in their bathrooms and all sorts, don't they? Alligators and that sort of thing. Wouldn't have it in my bathroom, I can say.
I used to go around the back of shops, supermarkets, going down the back of the skips to get
No
the
problem.
shops out. Yeah, I've eaten food that's been a week old and whatever. Anything from frozen to tins. I used to find all sorts of food in the skips. I was like liberating it.
Would be able to do much, could you?
If I was attacked by a shark,
Right.
I would scream.
Oh, come on.
Then
you
I'd
would-
be dead next time.
I don't think you could do much, could you?
Well,
You
it
would,
depends. If he had me by the leg, I'd be able to scream and scream. But if he had me on my throat,
We were
so of
just
course I couldn't
talking
do
about
anything.
that now that there's some, you know, on the
Talk
news
about
has
that
somebody
because-
been attacked by a shark?
Crocodile.
A crocodile.
In
a
Australia.
crocodile in Australia. And I'm just going now.
Kippers, they're good, and I think they sound like this.
My eldest daughter will be 68
Will
this
she?
year.
Right, she'll be...
And she is beautiful.
Is she?
Still beautiful.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Well,
she-
every child is beautiful to their mother.
Oh,
isn't it?
no. I've got 3. I wouldn't say they're all beautiful.
Oh.
Yeah, I like the idea of like a good crop of potatoes or a good crop of beans and peas. Whereas flowers,
Aren't useful.
I mean, they are.
They are.
They're useful in the sense that you
They're
can
pretty.
sit and enjoy it, but it's an awful lot of effort, isn't it?
No, it's not.
Oh, the best place for rock pooling is definitely Sidmouth. Really, really, really lovely rock pools everywhere. And I was rock pooling with all the little kids, and I was sort of digging around with, like, marvelling at nature. God, this disgusting thing, this turd fish, and it came really slovenly, and I pulled it up and I was trying to sort of marvel at it with the children, but it was so disgusting. I just ended up screaming and chucking it.
I am sexy all the time. Do you know what I mean?
Well, which part of you?
Oh, all of me,
exactly?
of course. You know, that's... So I feel like that when I get out in the mornings, I feel very sexy. Most of the times you're not there, but there you are. That, you know, can't help that, can you? But do you feel sexy?
No, not particularly.
Well, it is early, isn't it?
All the pigs here, of course, are pedigreed. We can go back generations. A pig without a pedigree is just a pig.
The best thing you can do is leave traces of poo in the way, because they're actually not looking at all on the ground, they're looking at the girls around them. They step on it, they walk with it, then starting to smell. So they blame each other, and they look at the sole of the shoes, and that's it. They've been hit by us. It showed them that you can be dangerous, but in a smelly way.
Things have changed a terrific amount. Yeah, they really have. You know, things were a lot slower, and there wasn't the rush and tear that there is today. There wasn't, you know, and
I went to an animal rescue charity in a very deprived part of northwest London. And I took one look at her, and something happened. It was one look, absolutely one look.
The stigmas in most species of Nymphaceae, the stigma, which is the female organ, actually gets warm by 3 to 6 degrees centigrade and emits a smell, a pheromone. And the pheromone attracts the insects, and the insects shush what?
The phone.
But the phone's interrupting me, not me the phone.
Yes, but...
Do you want me to stop?
We'd be able to do some good tricks if we had a couple more legs. I'm sure we'd be able to work out some new stunts for the show, so that could be a positive advantage, definitely at this stage.
Depends whose legs they were, doesn't it, really?
I think, obviously we'd adapt in whatever way if we had extra legs, but...
It wouldn't it? If you had 6 legs, where would your ass be?
Yeah.
I'm very... what's the word? I'm very... What's the word, Jeff, when women sort of are frightened of me? What do you call it? What's it called? Come on. Oi! Yes, you said to me, English women don't like me because I'm what? Too much of a threat. Too much of a threat. I give out sexual appeal.
Birds stay in the air through magic. And there's all these scientists and naturalists who think they've got it sus, but it's all magic.
You think it's sort of Peter Pan, do you, Ian? Sort of they have a happy thought. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, birds are happy, and that's why they can fly.
Male monkeys like red-coloured cars because female bottoms are red when they're in season. They sort of shine a bit more.
Oh, I don't really do animal sounds like that. I got the wife to do all that, see? Hey?
Yeah, no, I'm a little bit romantic. I like to lavish gifts upon my my wife, and I do like to treat her to things that I know that she likes.
Trip down Tesco's.
Yeah, she loves all that stuff.
No, actually, he's not too bad. He's not that unsavoury a person. I think he's all right.
Thank you.
'Cause I'm really intolerant.
I'm not that unsavoury a person.
The thing is with you, your mother did everything for you. And then when you come up to me, you're already bloody useless.
Obey, that's what the vicar
No,
said.
I didn't. When we got married, I did not obey.
Obey.
No, I didn't obey.
Obey.
No.
With the bedroom with a big leak in the roof. No. Which we don't know where it's coming from because nobody's bothered to look.
Well, I've been involved since I was 3 or 4. My parents were both very horsey. I'm planning to go totty hunting a bit later, but that's after I've jumped my class because otherwise I'll run out of time. And I'll get in trouble by the parents because I haven't done my job properly, but plenty of time for everything.
I actually fell through a couple of skylights on roofs, one at Bath Road at Brislington. I actually fell through the skylight and dropped through into the kitchen area. They weren't very happy though, not for the fact that I cut all my legs, it was for the fact that I had ruined all the dinner.
But it's getting smaller and smaller and smaller the areas we can go to. And yeah, it would be great just to be able to rort down London's high street, you know. Woohoo, check me out, everybody. I'm coming past your window. Oh, you know, that would be cool.
I'd rarely go to the doctor. The last time I did go, he thought I'd died because I hadn't been for such a long time.
You know, you hear about chefs being crazy. He was crazy, you know. He would throw knives around, you know. Thankfully, I didn't have a lot of dealings with him because I was, you know, dealing on other sort of areas in the hotel, and I just kept out of his way. My friend got it in the neck.
Whelks mussels. That's like eating slugs.
Is it?
Oysters and stuff.
I've never tasted a slug.
Yeah, sliding down your gullet.
But you don't eat slugs,
like
do you?
eating a slug.
Well, how do you know when you've never had one?
That's how I would imagine it to be.
Once I was walking past a house and the door suddenly flew open and a dog with a head the size of Albania jumped out, and its teeth were an inch away from my face and its mouth was so big I could have lived inside that mouth quite comfortably, and I was nearly killed.
Yeah, but if you eat a bit of dirt, it don't matter, does it?
No, they reckon you eat a pound of dirt anyway. In your lifetime, they reckon you eat a pound of dirt. God. Without even knowing.
I've got severe motion sickness. Oh. I mean, it used to be pretty bad. I used to puke all the time, but now it's a bit better. And it's not a pleasant experience for me personally, no.
Dog toys, well, they love running and fetching things, so we've got balls on ropes, and lots of dogs, especially the smaller dog, like a Yorkshire Terrier, likes a squeaky toy. That's a high-pitched one, or just for a laugh, we've got ones that'll go.
I regard myself as a kind of ego-driven space-time meat vehicle, and I'm in the centre as the driver, trapped inside the folly of the monkey ego. But I accept that its limitations, but I know that the truth is that it's actually just a space-time version of a larger hyperdimensional information field.
Dirt on food. Dirt on what? Dirt on food can kill you. You can put one mouthful of dirty food in your mouth and you can be a goner. Can you ask me that question?
Cat papu and dog papu. And bird papu.